Immigration to San Diego was not direct Italy, San Diego, but it was by way of other cities in North America. So in 1906, you find there's an initial migration from San Francisco. It was the San Francisco earthquake, so finding a safer place to live for one's family. As the fishing industry developed, that of course also provided another incentive for people to move here.
Some of the fishermen already had left San Francisco and came to San Diego. They said, "What are you doing here? You all come down, let's all go back to San Diego. It's just like our hometown."
In 1900, there were 116 Italians living in San Diego. By 1920, census records show close to 1,000 Italians in a small community clustered around the bay. Most of the new immigrants were fishermen and came from small towns near Genova in northern Italy, such as Riva Trigoso, or from the fishing villages of Porticello or Mazara del Vallo in Sicily.
They wired my dad and asked him if he wanted to come to San Diego, that they had bought a barbershop for him and told him that the weather here was just like in Sicily, beautiful, and had a beautiful bay here, and there was fishing here, and there's a lot of Italians.
When he did come to San Diego, he fell in love with the harbor and became a fisherman.
One of his uncles was around and said, "No, go into the West and you go see it. They got a lot of your paisanis and a lot of your friends, and you go over there and they got fishing, and that's your job. Your life is fishing."
Most of our dads were commercial fishermen. Our grandparents were fishermen, our uncles and cousins and brothers, older brothers, so we all wanted to follow in their footsteps.
Everybody that you saw, what are you going to be? I'm going to be a fisherman.
Well, my father and my uncle had their own boat, the Union No. 1. It was a local fishing boat, and he always was the captain of the boat until he retired.
In the 1930s, the heart of Little Italy was the 1700 to 1800 block section of India Street. There were about 6,000 Italian families living in San Diego, and 75% of them were fishermen. You could tell how business was by the number playing bocce in vacant lots. Poor fishing meant many players.
It was tough. The local fishermen made good money in the summer, but the winters were bad. My dad, in them days, he'd come home, he'd come from fishing with a boat full of fish, and the canneries wouldn't buy it. And they donated to the zoo. And he'd be mad.
They had all these local fishermen. They fished right out of San Diego. And there was mackerel and sardines in those days.
It was quite an industry, you know, especially the tuna. When the tuna came, it was really quite an industry. Everybody was working.
That's when they started to make a better living, when the tuna fishing came in.